Today let us look into Oracle. And you will be looking into a PL/SQL, Oracle SQL and PL/SQL. Yes. So Oracle, we are using 11G environment here. Oracle 11G Express Edition it is. Let me mention this Express Edition. So I am using this Oracle 11G Express Edition for the demonstration and practice purpose to teach you Oracle, and we will be looking into this Oracle 11G, and here under this Oracle 11G you will be learning SQL and PL/SQL. So Oracle is a relational database management system, RDBMS we say, relational database management system. So here the database management system, so this database management system, which in short is known as DBMS. So database management system. This database management system is nothing but, so DBMS is nothing but a repository. A repository, that is nothing but a container of data. So here the data is, for example, I just make out some examples here, like the Facebook or the Twitter or the bank websites or hospital management systems. Some hospitals which are using a software to hold all the information. So hospital management systems. So I just listed out some examples which we regularly use, like Facebook, Twitter, and the bank websites. Of course, every bank is offering online accounts now, so that the customer can log into their account via online, and he can look into his account balance, make some transactions by using the credentials provided by the bank authorities. So likewise, hospital management system, which is an application used by the hospitals. So here the thing is, these applications are nothing but softwares. So Facebook, if you take as an example, the Facebook has plenty of users in it. So users information like user first name, last name, age, his date of birth, his hobbies, and his education qualification, all those details are stored in a repository. So Facebook is storing all the user information, like users' photos, profile information, his videos, everything into a repository. That is a container of user data here. Likewise, if you take an example of Twitter, also the user information is being stored in a repository. The bank websites are storing the customer data. So here the customer's first name, last name, account number, the type of account, and their location where they are, and their address, and their ID proofs, photo proof, address proofs. So all those related things, the nominee, and if they are having multiple accounts, multiple account information, everything is stored in the bank website's repository, that is container. So customer data is stored in this container. Likewise, for hospital management system, if you take, this application will be holding the data about the patients and the doctors who are assigned with some patients, and the patients complete profile information, the diseases that were affected by the patients, and the doctors with their qualification, their designation, and since how long they have been working with the organization. All those details are mentioned in a repository, that is stored in a repository. So this repository is nothing but a program. It is database management system. So it's a repository, a container which holds the information about users or students or employees, organizations, all those things. So here, storing the data into a database management system, so would be easy. Likewise, retrieving the data from that database management system is also easy, so that nowadays all the applications are preferring a repository kind of thing, which is a DBMS, database management system. So database management system is a repository, I told you, all right. Then I added R for this, relational. So relational database management system. So what is relational database management system is actually? So here it is also a container, the same container with the extended features. It talks about the architecture, how the user information or customer information is being stored in database. So relational database management systems use relations to store the data inside that container. So relations are nothing but here tables. So data is stored in the form of tables here. So the tables are nothing but the combination of rows and columns. Yes. So for example, if you take an employee table, the employee data is stored in rows and columns. The columns represents the employee's attributes, like employee first name, last name, employee date of birth, employee age, designation, his salary, his commission, basic, HRA, DA, TA, and gross salary, net salary, and in which location he is working, his mobile number, contact details, email ID, address, if we find multiple addresses, and his family information. So all these are nothing but columns. And every row indicates one particular employee information. So a employee table has the rows and columns which would represent the complete employee information. So when data is stored in the tables, then that kind of, what table is nothing but a relation with. So that is why we call it as relational database management system. So that's about the container, that is DBMS and relational database management system. And under RDBMS, there are various examples. So I am listing out the examples. So the first one, that is Oracle, which we are learning. Then likewise we have IBM's DB2. So IBM is an organization whose product is DB2, which DB2 is also a repository. Likewise MySQL, Sybase, Ingress, likewise Microsoft Corporation's SQL Server. So all these are examples of RDBMS. So here you can see the IT industry is using all these databases. That is, the software applications are using these databases to store the application data in it. So Oracle, which is very widely used, around 70% of the industry is using Oracle environment. It is highly secure, and widely used. Yes, widely used. And this Oracle is a relational database management system, and the proprietor of this Oracle is Oracle Corporation. So Oracle Corporation is the owner of the Oracle database. Likewise DB2. So DB2 is also a kind of relational database management system where data is, I mean to say, the owner is IBM. Likewise MySQL. MySQL is also a database. Here the peculiarity about MySQL is it is an open source product. That is, it is freely available. You don't need to pay for the license for this, which means you can just download it and make use it. Likewise Sybase, so from Sybase Corporation. Ingress, it is also a database, and Microsoft Corporation's SQL Server. So these are the examples under relational database management system. Here the thing is, Oracle is widely used, and once you are done with Oracle, I mean to say once you are familiar with Oracle, then The relational databases that are listed here, DB2, MySQL, Sybase, Ingress, SQL Server. So all those things also would become easy to you to understand, because all these databases have those relational database management system concepts in it. So RDBMS. So every database follows these relational database management system concepts. So these concepts are common across all these databases. And here I told you that this database management system is a repository that is which contains the data. Now the data is stored in the repository. That's good. Now that data has to be retrieved. That data has to be modified, manipulated for various purposes to continue the operations of that particular organization or the website. So here, to communicate with that data, we need a language. That language is nothing but SQL. SQL. Yes, I'm highlighting that SQL. So SQL stands for SQL. Stands for SQL. So some authors call it as SQL, some authors call it as SQL, yet it is structured query language. Structured query language. So here, this is the language that is used to talk to the databases. The databases have data in it. So that data can be manipulated, new data can be inserted with the help of this structured query language. And here PLSQL. So PLSQL. So what is PLSQL again? So in this PLSQL, PL stands for procedural language. Procedural language. Sometimes it also be known as programming language. That is, programming language concepts are added to SQL part. So programming language concepts like, I believe you have gone through the C programming language, the basics in your academics. So over that you might have seen the control structures like if else, nested if else, ladder, then loops, loop controls like a for loop, while loop, do while loop. So here all those programming language control structures like arrays, so functions, all those things can be seen in PLSQL environment. So you can see the procedural language concepts that were added to SQL, and the programming language features are given to this PLSQL. So that's about SQL and PLSQL. So here in our sessions under SQL and PLSQL, what are the things we are going to look into are? So they are under SQL I am listing out now, DBMS. So database management system objects. So these objects are nothing but the tables and the views, sequences, synonyms, indexes, yes, and so on. So all these are database objects. I believe you are familiar with the tables where the data is stored in rows and columns format, I told you. So these views and sequences, all these are also database objects. We will be exploring all these things in our upcoming sessions. So database objects, then you will be learning sub-languages. The various sub-languages that are this SQL has. They are DDL, DML, TCL, DRL, DCL. So these are the 5 sub-languages. So DDL stands for Data Definition Language. And changing the structure of those tables, and sometimes removing these tables from the database, dropping those tables, or sometimes removing all the contents present in those tables. All these operations comes under DDL. then DML. So the table is created with a DDL, then this table holds data. That data is being inserted with the help of DML operations. Inserted data can be manipulated. Like for example, the customer, that is bank customer. So bank customer data is inserted into customer table again. Then customer's location has been changed. Then customer will put a request to change the location, or customer will put a request to change his mobile number or email ID. Then the bank authorities will update the customer data with this new email ID or new phone number or new location. That is updating the data. Likewise, some customers are closing their accounts. Then their data can be deleted from databases. So deleting the data. So inserting, updating the data, deleting the data comes under DML. Then transaction control language. So here, this transaction control language talks about the transactions. So transactions are nothing but some unit of work done by the program. So this unit of work is represented with the help of some SQL statements. For example, the transactions like the bank customers can withdraw amount from their account. They can make a fund transfer to their friend's account. They can make a request for checkbook. They can make a request for another savings account. So all these are the transactions done by the customers. So those transactions can be handled under TCL, transaction control language. So the main operations over there are commit, rollback, and save point. So committing is nothing but the changes whatever done by the customer to his account, like requesting for the checkbook. So that checkbook would be generated for that particular customer and delivered to his address. So all these changes are done with the help of this TCL, transaction control language. Committing, that is making the changes to permanent, and rollbacking, that is whatever the changes made by the customer can be undone also by using rollback. And save point will be used in between this commit and rollback in the transaction. Then data retrieval language. So this talks about the data that can be pulled from the database. That is, the customer table has customer information. Now suppose the customer is interested in looking his statement for the past quarter, the transactions made by. Now he can click on that statement, and a button over there, he will be providing the from date and to date, and he clicks on the button over there to generate the statement. So during that time, the bank application would show all the transactions made by him for the past quarter on the web page. So that is nothing but it is retrieving the data present in the tables of that customer, and it is displaying the transactions that were performed by that user in the past quarter. So here, data retrieval language has the select statement in it, selecting the data from the table and display it.